Hello all and welcome to RoozTV. It is your host Joe Marnie. I'm very excited to bring you SimForce Racing League from the United States. It is an absolute privilege to be broadcasting for this league. I'm very much looking forward to it as we are into round 4 at Laguna SECA. The qualifying session for the silver drivers has begun, and we will go to some live pictures at the moment. We're on board with Todd Tillery at the moment. This is just an out lap. Now I must give a bit of a warning. There's a little bit of lag. I am in Australia and watching a league from the United States, but it isn't too bad as Todd's just having a bit of a handful trying to get this car around the circuit on this opening lap. He sets off now. So as I mentioned before, this is the silver drivers on their qualifying lap. It's a 20-minute session. The silver drivers have the first 10 minutes to set a time, and then the pro drivers after that. Todd's just coming up to the corkscrew here. Awesome bit of racetrack. Definitely reminds me a bit of heading over Skyline and into the Dipper at Bathurst. So the walls aren't quite as close here as it is at Bathurst, but it still gives you a hell of a sensation. It's the first lap down by Todd so far. Jay Davis goes to the top with the 25 flat. We'll have a look. So the track conditions are fast, 22 degrees. So there's a little bit slippery out there. And so far, the BMW is on top. So we just follow Jay Davis round here. Anthony Tranghese goes to the top with a 24.5. See if Jay can improve here. No, he doesn't. He sets off on another lap here. So Tranghese still on top. It's by 2.5 tenths. It's a good start so far by Tranghese. Championship leader at this point. We'll get into some of the previous results and the championship points at the end of qualifying. But Augusto Florano, 24.4 in the Aston Martin. Goes to the top, 10.5 quicker. See who else is on a good lap here. Jay Davis is green so far. Just see if you can get that up. Sparks flying everywhere. So he's 4 tenths up. It's not quite bringing up purple sectors. But it's a good start so far for this lap. He's half a second up. Can he get this round the last turn? Tranghese's throwing up purple sectors here. He's just through the first sector. Just runs a little bit wide, grabs a bit of the dirt. Augusto Florano still on top here. Tranghese's tracking purple sectors still. He just heads through the corkscrew. Can he get a good run out of here? He's 4 tenths up. It's just dropped a little bit. It's going to be a good time. It's pretty tight between he and Davis. Last turn, 4 tenths. This is going to be a good time. He's just lost it. Coming out of the last turn. Does he go to top? He does. Only just. And there seems to be a bit of a glitch here in the timing because that's showing identical times between Floriano and Tranghese. We'll just have a look at the comparison between the two. Their fastest lap. Jake Davies has just gone to the top by 5 thousandths of a second. That is super close at the top. Have a look at the personal best times. Look at how tight this is at the top of the table. Super close. Silver class. Have a look at the time between these two. Purple sector in the first for Trangizi. Devon Anthony's up by 6/10 on this lap. Trangizi goes to the top, 24 flat, or 24.1. Devon Anthony's still up, half a second. Goes through the corkscrew, and he's just lost out then. Only slightly. Have a look at some of the relative times here. So this would be the last lap. I think Anthony's going to get another crack here. He's just lost out. 4/10. It's showing purple. It's going to be pretty close. He goes to second. 24.1. Have a look at some of these relative times. 700ths of a second, 10th, 3/10, half a second. It's all pretty close. Anyone who's watching, jump on and subscribe to RoozTV. Jump in the chat. Give us a hello. Let us know how your Friday night's doing in the United States. And it is a beautiful Saturday morning for me here in Australia, in the lovely Brisbane. As the silver drivers are just coming up to the end of their session. As the rest of the cars are pulling in. So, yeah, so here we will. So now it's the pro driver's turn. William Rees, Borges, Rocco. This is a beautifully turned out car. So we'll follow Rocco around on this lap. Although it says replay, which just ignore that for the moment. Heads into turn one. So it's 24.41 for Trangizi from the silver class. Devon Anthony second with a 24.1. Jay Davis 24.2. Augusto Florano at 24.4. Patrick Dubois with a 24.6. Gelson Cruz with a 24.65. Todd Tillery 24.9. And Yorma Blue 25 flat. It's brilliantly turned out livery this for Rocco. This angle will give you a good idea of the steepness of the corkscrew and how tight this track is. If you can really get the flow of this circuit, it is a lot of fun. Gets a good run out of the final turn. And he's off to start his first flying lap. So these are a couple that have actually managed to get out and get a flying lap in. So Ricardo Rivera, 25.6 to start us off. Bruno Fantozzi in the Ferrari with 23.4. They're the first of the pro drivers to set a time. He's pulled into the pits. Marco Saldana goes to third. The 24 flat. So Rivera went quicker before pitting, so he did a 22.1. So this is Marco Saldana. The Rockefeller Racing livery here. It's very nicely turned out on this Bentley. Definitely stands out. And he's pulled the pin on that lap. So as we follow Borges to set a time. So William Rees goes to third with a 23.8. And he's pulled over as well. So there's a lot of pitting going on at the moment. So 1.3 seconds. Oh, that was William Rees pulling into the pits then. So Rocco's on a lap here. And he is up on his best so far, which is a 24.3. He goes to sixth. So he's not quite past the silver drivers at this stage, but the track will be livening up. The car's running. The track's still fast, but it'll be gripping up slowly. The car's running on it. He's just down at this point so far. Number of cars have headed back out. So the plus 32.7 is actually the it's the approximate pit stop transition time. Oh, Rocco just runs wide. He's only just made it through the corkscrew. He's dropped a lot of time on that one. Saldana is up. Now the last of the flying laps are coming. Fantozzi is 2/10 down at this point. Oh, Fantozzi just comes up on a bit of traffic. Who's that in the Honda? Not too sure. There'll be someone setting out on there. I think that's Rivera. I hope he hasn't held up Fantozzi there. So he does go quicker, 22.8. On that note, we'll follow Rivera around on this lap. He's just dropped 2/10 through that middle sector. He'll have time for another lap here. There's a bit of dramas behind him, actually. Just watch him finish this lap. There's dramas for Race and Saldana, someone around on that previous lap. Saldana does go quicker, so 23.2, 1.1 seconds off pole. Fantozzi is in the pits, so that'd be him for qualifying as Rocco pits. Race is on a lap here as Rivera looks to be going quicker. So it's these two. Saldana's still on track at the moment as well. Just get back to Rivera. So he's 2/10 here. He's going to go quicker. He's going to chuck it into the 21s. And he does too. 21.897. That's a brilliant lap. Rice is going quicker here as well. Sees the last car comes across the line now. And that is the end of qualifying. Rivera on pole with a 21.897 from Fantozzi, Saldana, Race, Rocco, Ballard. And Tranghesi's the top of the silver class. Borges, Anthony, Davis, Dunn, Florano, DeBow, Cruz, Tillery, You're My Boy, Blue, and Hots has entered late for the silver class and was unable to get a lap in. So as we wait for the start of the race, we'll go back and have a look at the previous results. And we've got the previous round at Circuit of the Americas had Albert Tranghesi take the win for silver class from Cruz and Florano. And for the pro class, Ricardo Rivera. Apologies, that is actually the points table. Yep. Even so, Ricardo Rivera took the win from Fantozzi and Chiquetto for the pro class. And as I just had up, Championship points. Ricardo Rivera on top at 49 points. Chiquetto second on 47 and Fantozzi on 43. I don't see Chiquetto here tonight, so be unfortunate for him if he's not able to make it onto the grid. Now, I do need to specify that these points do take into account a drop round. So this is after 3 rounds. And Albert Tranghese on top with 48 points from Cruz on 45 and Davis on 45 as well. It's super close. As I say, it does include the drop round. As we'll have a look at the circuit, we have Laguna Seca, or WeatherTech Laguna Seca as it is marketed. It is the home of the Grand Prix of Monterey in the IndyCar. It's a brilliant event. 2.238 miles or 3.6 kilometres for anybody else in the world. It's 11 turns. The first race was in 1957. It hosts IndyCar, Intercontinental GT Challenge, MotoGP, Rolex Sports Cars, World Superbikes. It hasn't had the Formula One GP. It was unsuccessful in trying to lure the Formula One in 1989. And this event tonight, some details. So I've just finished the qualifying session. It's a 65-minute race. There is a mandatory pit stop. It's mandatory refueling and tyres are optional. As we do have cars rolling off on the formation lap. And I am really looking forward to this one. I think it's going to be an absolute cracker. Got a camera poised down at turn 1. This will be where plenty of action will occur in lap 1. We'll have some replays throughout this race as well, and just following Rivera at the moment on pole. It's another great livery. This car's just making the way through the corkscrew. They'll be filing up. I must say, I'm very pleased to be offered to broadcast for SFR. I'm looking forward to seeing this race get underway. And we are off. There's the green light. Rivera got a good jump there. Saldana is up into second as the cars filter through turn one. There's a bit of contact towards the rear of the field. This car's gone around. That's Rivera. That's huge dramas at turn one. This car's gone everywhere. Rivera was held up. It was caught up in that one on a whole host of cars. Maybe it wasn't Rivera. We'll have another replay of this turn one. As the car's got big contact. This car's gone around everywhere. It just continued on. There's a lot of dramas towards the back of the field there. As we go back to live pictures, we go to the front of the field. That is Fantozzi at the front. There's gaps here. There's big dramas. Saldana is in the fence again. That one's only just happened. Oh, there's another car involved there. It was that Porsche. But we've got Fantozzi leading the way, racing second. Tranghese got through to turn one pretty well, and he's continued on. So he's the leader of the silver class. And where is... So Rivera is all the way down in 10th place. Have a look at the front of the field. There's decent battle going up there as well. That's between Fantozzi and Race. And in this second, so the image on the left, this is Tillery, DeBow and Rivera. And that's, it's shaping up to be quite a decent battle here. Just go live. We'll have a look at Rivera as he's trying to get a move done on DeBow. He's got that done with 14-1. There's a little bit of lag there. Apologies for that. So he's got that done. Behind them, we've got Borges making a move up the inside of You're My Boy Blue. Looks like Steve Dunn is, so teammates here. He's going to go around the outside as well. And Rivera's continued on. So he's got plenty of pace here as he comes back through the field. There's been a change at the top. And that is Fantozzi going off. Looks like you think he just got that move done. Let's see if we can catch the replay of this one. Has he got the move done? He's looked to get up the inside. He's just, he's grabbed the curb. He's grabbed that sausage on the inside. He's run his, and as you can see in the live pictures on the left, he's just run wide again at the last turn. Fantozzi's got a 2-second gap now over Tranghese. So Tranghese, the leader of the silver class, is up into second place overall with Devon Anthony just behind him. There's a huge battle group going on back here. We'll have a look as Rivera has made his way up into sixth. Floriano has hit the fence here. What's happened to... Oh, he's just lost it on the curb coming out of turn two, I should say, and he's found the fence. And here we've got DeBow, Tillery and Ballard. So that's Tillery in front. There's a bit of contact between Reese and Anthony here. Riviera goes quickest, 22.8. He's made huge ground through this field. Have a look at the side-by-side of this battle. So this is 8th through to 10th. Sorry, 7th through to 10th. Rocco, Cruz, Tillery, DeBow, Ballard, and Dunn. Oh, there's contact. It's big contact. Oh, no. That's just... The battle was going well. We'll go back and have a look at that one. It's just that slight tap there. It's turned him around, secondary contact, and the other cars have had absolutely nowhere to go. It's very unfortunate. And Todd Tillery will be pretty disappointed with that. He continues on. He's got a pretty broken car there at the moment. And there was some more contact at the back of the field here. So we go back to live. There's Dunn and Borges. As Tillery's struggling to make his way around the circuit. So Rivera's up into 5th now. He's made very, very good progress. As we've got Blue doing a flick spin on the front straight. We'll have a look at what happened here. Oh, that's big contact on the front straight. That was huge. Oh, that was a massive crash. As we just got the back end of that one. DeBow's just lost a couple of places in all of that too at the moment. So there's been some big damage. Just and here we've got Ballard and Cruz. It's a pretty tight battle between these two. You know, my boy Blue, it's just made it into pit lane after that huge incident on the front straight. That was massive contact. Devin Anthony's had a moment here as well. We'll just try and capture what's happened to him. As this battle continues. He's just run off track. I think that's all it was. Jay Davis got through on him. Patrick DeBow. Well, we'll have to go back to another replay here. What's happened to Patrick? Has he done this on his own or was it with contact? He's just grabbed the sand, was trying to get back on track and he's lost it. And that's big contact in the fence. So just catch up with Rivera as he's making his way back through the field. He's caught up to race here. So, or Rice. As position change a bit further back down the field, that was Borges making his way through on Saldana. Things have just slightly settled down for the first time in this race. We're only still 53 minutes left. Just have a look at this battle here. Where's Rivera going to get this done? He's going to get it done into the corkscrew. Very nicely done. Plenty of room given, plenty of respect. It's good to see. So we just move back to this battle here. Saldana coming through. Back through the field after some early dramas in this one. Tranghese has just ran wide and that has actually allowed Rivera and Race to come through. So Rivera's up into second. He's 8 seconds off the lead of Fantozzi and this is part of the championship battle as well. I was actually working on giving Tranghese a bit of a rev up and a good look at the livery he's got here. This is pretty spectacular. He's done a very good job of it. And he's the leader of the Silver Class Championship and in this race as well. He's just had that off and let 2 pro drivers through, but that's not really his race. The points are set and the race results are set per class, so just needs to stay out ahead of Jay Davis behind him. 4.5 second gap. As Fantozzi here, he's out in front. He's coming up in some lap traffic, which will be You're My Boy Blue and Todd Tillery. I do believe, maybe, no, it won't be actually. It will be Steve Dunn and Tuya as another casualty. Hots. He's just trying to get the car back on track. We'll have a look at what happened to him here. Oh, it's another casualty. He's just trying to get it back on, and he's lost on the curb there. He's going to keep it going. He's just found it a little bit hard getting out of the dirt. He's got going again now. So Rocco is chasing down Davis here. There's a bit of a lineup of cars. Is Rocco going to have a crack here into turn one? He is. He has got it up the inside. He's going to get this done. So that's Jay Davis back down a position. As we've got Devin Anthony having a crack now. Oh, he's just grabbed wide. He's grabbed the dirt. Can he hold on to it? He's just lost a position there to Ballard. Davis is hanging on to the back of Cruz here as well. Sorry, Davis hanging on to the back of Rocco, yes. And so we go back further. Saldana and Borges are in a battle. They're just coming into the last turn. But we'll just stick with this battle here. Is the gap at the front of the field is for just under 5 seconds. Rivera was a second quicker, and then Fantozzi on that previous lap. Just have a look at this comparison here. The last 3 laps. So it's been 3 seconds. It's a bit of lap traffic than that Fantozzi's been through. And I believe Rivera will need to get through on those same cars as well. And we'll just follow this battle. This is the tightest one on track at the moment. Oh, that was Borges just having a bit of a struggle getting through the corkscrew. And this is live and right up. as Hotz has had the exact same drama as he's had previously. Oh, it's Devin Anthony. He gets out of the way of the oncoming car. No, he's just lost it on his own, I think. He's just grabbed the dirt. So we go live. Oh, that is Borges. I think he's kept it off the wall. He's got a fair amount of damage on the front of that car. So Anthony kept it off the wall. So he shouldn't have any damage here. So he's continued on. It's just settled down slightly in this race. And we'll have a look at some of the position changes here. The big winner has been Cruz. He's up 6 positions. Saldana is down 7. Dunn is down 5, sorry, and he's in the pits at the moment. So it's just a compulsory stop for fuel. We're only 20 minutes into this race, so and that is a mistake again by Anthony. That corner has trapped a few in the race so far. Rivera, fastest lap of the race with 22.6. So that mistake has given Saldana a bit of a sniff at trying to get a pass done on Anthony. So just round the last turn. Headlights are coming on. It's getting a bit darker. Oh, what an angle to go through the corkscrew. As Rocco hit pits from 6th position. And this battle continues on. And the battle for the lead. It's within a second now. It's going to get pretty hot between these two. Championship on the line as well. Bit of lap traffic on the way. Hotz has had a pretty big moment somewhere as well. What's happened to him here? Oh, he's done that on his own. He's just kept it off the fence and he's gone round. So he's had a pretty eventful race. Missed out on qualifying. And he's back on and into the... Oh, so that was what these two were coming up on. It's really been a really good drive from both of these cars so far. And Rivera recovering from the dramas at turn one. This is good defending. See how close this battle is. Where is Rivera going to get it done? Oh, he looks like he's going to get it done, heading up to the corkscrew. Not quite. It's still super tight between these two. This is a great battle. See how close he is to him. Great bit of blocking. So Rivera went the outside. So trying to go the long way around. You're not going to get that done at turn one. So he's come up to another car with some pretty similar pace to his. Now that they're in the battle, I'll say similar pace, but there's about 7/10 difference in the quickest time, or the quickest lap of the race. For Fantozzi's doing a perfect job here. It could just mean... Oh, as Rivera runs pretty deep at the corkscrew. And that gap is just extended now. Does Rivera pit? I think that might be his best option. You won't need to overtake him on track. Jay Davis. He's had a moment here somewhere. What's happened to him? I think he's going to get caught out like so many others. Oh, no, he doesn't. Or is it at the corkscrew? Yeah, it is. He's just spun it around at the corkscrew. Hotz has had a moment on that lap as well. But we'll go back to the battle for the lead. It's a pretty tough section. Coming up to try and get this pass done. Is Rivera going to try and go up the inside? No, he's not. Oh, it's very, very close. It's evident that Rivera's got plenty of pace. And he's going to have a try at the inside. It's still not quite close enough. Oh, look at how close it is between these two. Oh, he's going to go the inside. And there's contact. Fantozzi runs wide and into the dirt. We'll have a look at the replay of that pass. Yeah, so he got up the inside of him. Fantozzi tried to make the apex and a contact has been made. And it was a good move then by Rivera. Fantozzi did a brilliant job of keeping him behind. We'll go back live as Rivera is just coming up in a bit of lap traffic. And they get out of the way. There's quite a few pit stops have been made now. Tranghese still the leader of the silver class. He's doing a brilliant job in this race. That one mistake, he's run wide and let a couple of the silver drivers through. Just coming up to 30 minutes left in this race. So Tranghese got Adam Ballard not far behind him. What's happened to Devon Anthony? That is coming up into the last turn. What has happened to you? This is just coming around the second last corner. He's grabbed the dirt. Has he kept it off the fence? He has. So no damage for him. And he continues on. As we'll just go back to Rivera continues on. It might have been Fantozzi behind him. He's made his way into the pits. No, it wasn't. That was... Not too sure. I think that might have been... Yeah, DeBow, who's just pitted. So we've got You're My Boy Blue and Steve Dunn in the pits at this stage. As we've got Borges in the fence now. So I think it was at the corkscrew. It's on the left. That battle continues between Ballard and Tranghese. Oh, they're similar incident again. So he's just turning it around at the corkscrew. This is getting quite tight here, this battle. And Tranghese let him go. Stephen Anthony's had another moment. I think that one's only just happened. Yeah, he's just made the fence then as well. It's just getting a bit tougher for a few people out there. Just under 30 minutes left in this one. As Ballard has just had a huge moment. Not too sure what's happened to him then. And that's him done, actually. I'll just try and see if I can catch what has actually happened just ahead of... I think it's going to be just off in front of him. I think that might have just been a disconnect. I think Ballard is gone. He's left the server very, very quickly. Oh, and that is Tranghese running wide at the final turn. Just have a quick look. Oh, apologies, it hasn't quite gone past far enough. So there's 16 left in the race with 26 minutes left. And it's a stop-go 30 penalty for Hots. I think he's in pits at the moment. Could be serving that penalty. But it looks like his evening might be done. So we go back to some live pictures. We've got Borges looking to make a move on Tillery into turn one. Just behind these two, I believe that is Rocco. So this is battle. It's for 12th and 11th. Just heading up to the corkscrew now. It's not quite close enough. Gets a good run through there. Borges gained some ground on Tillery. He's sizing him up for a crack at the final turn. Does he have a go for it? He does. He's going to make Borges run a bit wide. Oh, there's contact there. That is between Tillery and Rocco. He got the job done, then Borges continues on. I think there's a bit of a glitch there that's saying that Rocco hasn't done a pit stop yet. Either that or he hasn't taken fuel, so not too sure about that one. Hots has cleared his stop go 30 and he's back in the race. Still a few cars yet to pit. Rivera, Fantozzi, Tranghese, Cruz and Davis and Anthony as well. I do believe that Rocco has done a pit stop. It is a glitch. He has done his compulsory pit stop, so he has taken fuel. Oh, and there's Borges in the fence. Oh, we just captured that one. And that's Tillery running wide as well. Jeez, it's all that was Rocco, I think. He's run wide, I believe. I need to check some of this. So there's a bit of, yeah, so Rocco's just got through on Borges. That's lap traffic with both cars running wide. It's a bit of a challenge for drivers out there at the moment. Fantozzi heads to the pits. Right, so it's just settled down a little bit now. There has been plenty of action in this one, which is great to see. As Adam Ballard has made his way back into the server. That was an unfortunate disconnect, it seemed. A big lag spike that ended up, well, to me, it showed up as his car was bouncing off the wall at the end of the main straight. So it's very unfortunate. We are at the mercy of the internet. Just have a look at Rivera here. His way down the main straight. So Trangizi is in second place. He was actually quicker than Rivera on that previous lap. So Trangizi's showing some pretty good pace. There's 20 minutes left in this race. There's still quite a few cars that are left to pit. The closest battle on track is DeBow and Tillery. This is 12th and 13th. As thought DeBow was going to chuck it up the inside of him then. Tillery just ran wide at second turn, and DeBow looks pretty hungry for a pass here. He's just lost a bit of ground to Tillery. Heading through the corkscrew. There's a bit of movement through the field now that Jay Davis has pit. While this is going on, we've got Hots having a moment. Just have a look, see what's happened to him here. Oh, that was very odd. Whatever's going on there, as in the live pictures, we've got a pass being made by DeBow on Tillery at the final turn. That was very, very nicely done. As Saldana is in the fence. Oh, yep, just grab the dirt. And that's damage again as well. So we go back live. This here we've That's Saldana's just dropped behind that battle there between Debo and Tillery. So those guys are a lap down. Still 4 cars yet to pit. Rivera, Tranghese, and Cruz as Saldana just runs wide at the final turn. So this is Rocco. So 1.5 seconds off the back of Anthony. Oh, this will be an interesting one. What's happened to Bruno Fantozzi? It's through the corkscrew. Has he grabbed the curb? Oh, he's fine through here. He's just run wide on the exit, and that spun him around and into the dirt, and he's kept it off the fence and kept going. That's the live pictures there. And just ahead of him, that is Rivera. So after the battle earlier, Fantozzi has gone a lap down. Fantozzi's had a couple of moments since his pit stop. Rivera hasn't pitted yet. He's still going strong. 12 minutes left in this race. Rocco's just dropped off the back of Anthony by 3 seconds now. Anthony still needs to pit. Oh, Fantozzi's just going around again. And that ahead of him, that is Floriano, and it was Riviera just trying to get through on him. Nice view looking over the shoulder of Fantozzi. 8 minutes left in this one. Been a bit of contact further back between Tillery and DeBow. We'll just have a look, see if we can see what has happened here. This is into turn 2. Oh, that's big contact. And that was for position 2, and DeBow has been left to keep going as we've got Floriano and Saldana. Saldana is stuck on circuit somewhere. Devon Anthony pits. Just wait to go back to live pitches and we'll see if we can capture what has happened. See if we can capture Saldana here. This might be after, I think this is him getting back on track now. So he's slowing down, let the other cars go by. You just watch Devon Anthony heading into pits at the moment. Get back through the field. Rocco hasn't been able to make any ground on. He was in front of Davis. On Davis, sorry. He's Fantozzi after his moment. It's continued now. And Rivera just continues on doing what he's doing. Tranghese in second, leader of the silver class. He's got Cruz 8 seconds behind him. And they've got Race, who's the first of the drivers to have pitted. He's had a pretty good run in the Porsche. Fantozzi in 5th. Rocco in 6th. Field's pretty well spread out now. Be a lot of drivers lining to get to the end of this race. There's been plenty of drama. 5 minutes to go. Let's take the opportunity to have a look and appreciate the livery. It's very nicely put together there for Rockefeller Racing. Well done, lads. It's very impressive. There's a couple others I mind having a look at as well. Unfortunately, these boys are sitting in the pits at the moment. That's the livery there for Steve Dunn. Unfortunately, he's had a very eventful race and he's sitting in the pits at the moment. So still 3 pit stops to be done. Rivera, Tranghese and Cruz. The others have been done, so unfortunately there's a bit of a glitch in the leaderboard. But 3 minutes to go. It's very dark on track. Headlights shining bright. Tough conditions in this race. Huge dramas at turn 1. With Rivera being turned around with quite a number of others. He's made his way back through the field and has got a commanding lead. Once Tranghese and Cruz pit, I would suspect that that's a big moment. There's cars all over the place at the corkscrew. We will head back and have a look at the replay of this one. What has happened here? The Porsche's just completely missed his braking spot. And timely that Rivera comes into pits. Oh, sure, it's been a bit dark. That wasn't, so Cruz pits as well. Oh wow, that's a lot of drama this late in the race as Rivera gets going again now out of pit lane. Tranghese pits. That wasn't race. It wasn't Cruz. And that was Hotz, who has missed his braking spot after letting Rivera go on the run up the hill to the corkscrew. He's left it very late and tagged the back of Rivera. So Rivera has finished his pit stop. And he's on his final lap. Just take a moment to appreciate the race is done here. So just heads up to the corkscrew. He's done a brilliant job. Come back through the field. As I've completely missed something here, but that is Tranghese and Rivera are in the pits. The race hasn't finished yet. Tranghese still stuck. Rivera has finished the race. We're going to have to wait and see if there's any penalties to come out of this, because they might not have their pit stop done in time. Tranghese still in the pits. Tranghese's been disqualified, is what it is telling me. So this is a very, very interesting finish to this one. So we've got Rivera has won the race. Race is second. Fantozzi is third. Cruz wins the silver class. Rocco in fifth. Davis in sixth. Still waiting for a few cars to cross the finish line. But Tranghese has been disqualified. Speeding in pit lane, or I'm not sure here. We'll have to wait and see. Get the debrief post-race. But Patrick DeBow is stuck just prior to the last turn. He's heading around now. That's been a very, very... it's been plenty of action in that race. That's for sure. As Ricardo Rivera wins this one. That was... Yeah, there was plenty going on in that race. That is for sure.